I was just thinking, who needs TV when you got real life? I go on Twitter. I feel like I'm watching a Dark Knight movie. We're Gotham City, baby. I'm just waiting for the Joker to pop out somewhere. All this shit happened in less than a week. I've never seen police stations burning. I've never seen cops scared like that. I've never seen Louis V getting looted. It started off with, anti-racist, anti-murder protests, and it turned into, I don't know, some kind of civil war. This whole year is more than just a movie. It's like 4 seasons of a TV series in half a year. And I have a feeling we're still only in the first act. I got 2 things to say. I don't feel like this is some kind of bump in the road in our American/Western society. I think this is an inflection point, okay? This whole year is just too ridiculous to digest. It's like, first we had the pandemic, which, by the way, that's not that crazy. That happens once every 100 years. But what is crazy is the Clunos that are in office. What is crazy is that we're so deep in debt. When you start to think about it, what does that even mean? Who are we in debt to? There's all these mortgages and debt payments that must be made, all these rents. All this money's flowing somewhere. We have no idea where. And for some reason, society can't function for 1 month without us sending payments. I don't know if this has ever happened before in human history. The government's printing trillions of dollars just to make sure the whole system doesn't collapse. That is very, very troublesome, okay? And I think the riots that are happening now definitely have something to do with that. It's like the entire economy has reached such a extreme level of inequality. It's like when you pull a rubber band and it's like at the breaking point. I have a feeling we're at that breaking point, and you stretch it out a little bit more, shit's gonna break. Shit's gonna get ugly. But bringing it back together implies that rich people lose a lot of their wealth, which nobody wants to lose their wealth. So I have no idea what's going to happen next, but I don't think it's going to be pretty at all. It's not going to be as good for anyone as it was in the past. That's for sure. What's interesting to me is my 2 favorite films of 2019. The ones that had some kind of cultural impact. They hit some kind of nerve. They weren't just blockbuster hits. I'm talking about The Joker, and I'm talking about Parasite. The Joker got a 12-minute standing ovation at some film festival. That wasn't just because of good acting. We've seen good actors, but there was something else going on in the underlying themes of the movie that really made people pay attention. The other film was a Korean film called Parasite. Korean, which won both Best Picture and Cannes. That's never happened in the history of cinema for a film to win both Cannes and the Oscar. Typically, Cannes are more like artsy films, and then the Oscars are more like, Hollywood films. And somehow a Korean film from a director I've never heard of, actors I've never seen, they just came out of nowhere and they made one of the best movies ever. And that movie was about a poor family infiltrating a rich family. So I feel like those 2 films were kind of foreshadowing what started to happen in America in 2020. I know that there's race issues. That's quite obvious. But I think the deep down there, it's even more than just race. I think it's just extreme level of inequality, which which clearly is not sustainable. And so now I'm seeing trends on Twitter of left wing radicals who are causing these protests. I'm seeing undercover cops causing havoc. It's just like some kind of chaos, really. It's not even the Black Lives Matter protesters. It's a bunch of anarchists. It's really Gotham City out there, boys and girls. The other thing I want to say is I'm almost certain at this point that we live in a simulation, because this whole thing that's happening is just this can't be real. Like, there needs to be some orchestrator, behind the scenes saying, let's cause as much chaos as possible in the span of a few months. And at this point, not that I'm a believer, but I would not be shocked if Jesus actually did come back. I think it's about time. 2,000 years, you had a break. I think, it's about time you came back, sorted things out a little bit. And yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling that where this is still the first act. Like, I don't even know how they could just calm things down at this point, because there's going to be a lot of poor people unemployed once those unemployment benefits run out. I don't know what the government's going to do. Hopefully the military can contain the situation, because that's really the only option at this point. Yeah, I got to learn more about Antifa. I hadn't heard about that until today or yesterday. Apparently George Soros is funding it all. I don't know. Anyway, that's all I had to say. I'm looking forward to the second half of 2020. At the very least, like, let's say things do settle down, we're going to have a shit show of an election. Okay, this is going to be the battle of the Clunos. It's going to be Mr. Delusion versus Mr. Dementia. So, there's going to be more shows to come, folks. Don't worry. We got you covered. We got your entertainment covered.